Bro,
We're not
I don't want your stench on me. I do not want your stench on me. Get away. Get away. Where's the pepper spray? Where's the pepper spray? I swear to God, get some hand sanitizer.
What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention, the podcast where we talk about anime in its glory, in its perfection, as a whole.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm your host, BMG, here with my co-host, Clean Bean. What's clapping?
Not
That was
much.
clean. I like that. We have a wonderful episode for you today. We're going to be talking about world building in anime. Actually, I don't really know if I consider it wonderful because there are some painful aspects of it. You know, firsthand, anime. Sometimes they don't meet the expectations. So, before we do get started, world building, what is it?
It's a good question. I consider it a mixture of a lot of things, but mainly it's you're starting to create a setting of the anime where it takes place, the world itself, what's around it, the governmental structures.
Okay.
Then it starts to have different qualities where we have the history behind the world. We have
The lore.
the lore, right? You got the lore. You have the characters, how they're getting integrated into the world. You have, in a way, I guess, traveling to different locations can also be added in there.
I guess that's pretty like scope, scale.
Yeah, the scale of it, the scale of like how far you're going takes an aspect into it. But that's at least my take. What do you consider world building to be to you?
I don't know. I think you touched upon some pretty serious points there. I mean, I think it's more of like an exaggeration of the rules of the world because you're getting to see what it's like to be in the world and what fits and what doesn't. In addition to that, you have the culture, you have the history, and then the characters. You know what I mean? And how they mesh with that too, because the characters, as you said, their integration into the world also kind of provides that world building element. If you don't have those characters that feel like they're inside the world, that feel like they belong there, then you're not going to belong there as a watcher. So,
okay, nice. Oh, I think I forgot to mention. I think we were talking about this earlier, like about consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah. There has to be some sort of consistency when it comes to world building. It means when we talk about powers or we talk about rules of the world that they're supposed to follow, like if we see any of those get broken, there has to be either some form of punishment or it has to be explained. There can't be any gaps, any holes within your story, because if that's the case, then it's like, all right, so how did we get here? How did this form? How, like, it's got to be, every hole has to be filled.
Okay.
Major pause on that statement, but major pause on that
Listen,
statement.
hold on. The episode literally just started.
I know, but I had definitely had to pause that. That was like wow, that was wild. But yeah, we gotta make sure that everything works.
There's no plot holes, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's got to be some consistency there. I understand that. I feel like that's probably the most important rule of world building because you're trying to build this world, right? But then all of a sudden, the rule doesn't work. That's like basically saying, you have a devil fruit. Supposedly you can't swim, but all of a sudden you can start swimming. You know what I mean? That immediately cuts out that rule that is a big part of the world of One Piece, period. And then all of a sudden it's not important. What happens to everybody else? Now they can break the rules too?
Yeah, like I remember when Brooke first walked on water and people were like, wait,
can't walk on water.
What the hell? He has a devil fruit. He should be sinking right now. But like we've seen, obviously, he's fallen into water before and he has actually sunk. But for some reason, he's able to walk on water.
Nobody said he can't be Jesus.
And no one said he can't be Jesus, second coming. But hey.
And that's not really like another rule consistency thing, right? That's not really like them saying, oh, they just can't touch water. Like what? They just can't touch seawater. That's not necessarily true.
not necessarily true that they can't touch seawater. They can. When they do, I believe when they are in it for like probably a long period of time, that's when it, not a long period, but like it starts to hit. But you see him like on the surface of it. So like I don't really know if that's like
Dude, don't even count it. Bro's wearing shoes. So like at the end of the day, like he's chilling.
I guess.
More bro made out of bones. But yeah, I think so. Consistency, that's one thing. And you got the depth and the lore, right? The world's being very deep and rich in that lore is a big thing for me.
Okay.
Because excuse me. Because like if you think about it, take a world like Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Right? Attack on Titan, you'll notice that a lot of the lore and the history is very focused in the beginning. It's obviously surrounding the world of what's the name of the, anybody know? Anybody remember the city or the location?
So the vision.
Yeah,
Well,
damn. It's not Marley. It's not Marley. I'm forgetting the location. But you're enclosed in these walls, right? The walls is kind of all you know as a people, right? As a civilization who is currently within these walls, that's all you know. Now, obviously, you start to understand later on. Paradis, thank you. Wall Maria, but that Wall Maria is there's a bunch of walls. But Wall Maria, I think, is the wall that they started with. Wall Maria is the one that gets bashed in. But regardless, that's their world, right? They weren't outside of the walls. Why? Because it's dangerous. There's Titans out there, of course. But in addition to that, you have all the history that's like deep rooted within it that you start to piece together as you rip apart the onion. You're taking out the layers and you're seeing, oh shit, this is related to that, and this is related to that. That's the type of lore that we need to see in worlds, right? Because you have the fact that there was all these Titans and the history of the Titans. You have the founder Titan, you have the attack Titan, you have all these different Titans, and then you have the war with Marley. You got the war, that war actually causing the big problem in the beginning of the show in the first place, like the bashing of Wall Maria, Berthold being the colossal Titan, like all of that was crazy. That is the type of world building that we expect from anime, period. It is building on that lore and that history that is deep rooted within. You're not even there yet. You know what I'm saying? But you continue to unlock it, to open it. Trying to think. There's another one. Freerun. Freerun's another really good show that I think hits and nails world building pretty well. Now they could do definitely some more, but there's only so much you could work with when you're focusing on like the characters. And we're going to discuss this in a little bit. But if you talk about Freerun, right? Every single character has a connection to the world that they're in. Through the people, through the cultures, through the elves, through the dwarves, through the mages. You see the history and the richness of the world as they were all living in this fantasy at the same time battling, I believe it was like Demon Lord or some Demon King or whoever the hell he was, right? They obviously won, but that's my point. We didn't even get all that information immediately. It wasn't just a smack in the face. No. Over, series of episodes, you're taking apart the lore of the story.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah. Sometimes you have animes that they plunge you right into there and they give like a little backstory. Like I remember my introduction to Fairy Tale. That narrator that would come in and like give you a little synopsis of like how the world was. Now it doesn't tell you like necessarily everything. Like it doesn't tell you like, I don't know, Kingdom of Alvarez is like exists, but it does show like an introductory of like, oh, this is a world of magic. Everything is being utilized. You have magic for cooking, magic for, magic tricks. You have magic for transportation and for resources. But like, you can also consider that to be, good world building in a way, because there are some people that like to have that setting, like, in front of them and then start to see how it correlates.
That's what it's all about, though. That immersion, feeling like you are a part of the world, that the world is actually different from what you normally see, and we see that, So, and there's another point. Visual aesthetic.
Oh, okay.
Because if you think about it, let's talk about cyberpunk for a second, right? Edge runners. You're in cyberpunk entrance when you're in cyberpunk entrance.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You got the tall city buildings, the nightscape, the rain, the the neon lights. You got the race cars, and you got the regular cars, and you got the shit talkers, the corpos, you got all of that all built into the world, right? And honestly, the world doesn't really have to tell you much about it because you're just walking around seeing it, which is why I give Cyberpunk the props that, it deserves, because you get all that information just by looking.
No, it's true. Like you look at it and it does look like a futuristic city. Like it looks like it is advanced like years ahead of where we are currently. But no, for sure. I can definitely see the how visualization can be like a key factor for world building.
Exactly, exactly. You have any other good examples of world builders? That really good world building I'm talking about, like.
I want to say Dungeon Meshi.
It's a good one. I didn't even finish Dungeon Meshi yet, but I know it's a good one because I watched the first few episodes. They were doing a pretty good job of building the lore. I think it has to do with a lot of the food, though. But
No, yeah, definitely has to
continue,
do
continue.
with the food. But I can definitely say its world building has done well, especially like towards this end of the season. Like it has definitely left open a gap for more expansion in terms of like for the dungeon and for the main characters to kind of delve into.
Mhm.
But also it brings a unique aspect on how to live in their world. Now, I have a pretty good question to ask you because I do consider this like, very controversial. But so you know how certain animes base their world off of ours,
Yeah,
right? Like you'll have a couple of animes like where they're not gonna have the actual name brand of like certain companies, like so instead of like McDonald's, they'll have like I don't know McDoodles or Wendy's, they'll have I don't know Dendy's or something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
But it, they base their world building off of our real world. Are they considered to be good or not as good as like the ones that create their own world or like subpar, or is it
Mm.
just you know just
Tough question. What I'll say is that it does take the load off. World building in a world that already exists today that you could actually use as reference for people who's reading it or watching it, um, it does take off the load. Like you don't have to do too much, but that also opens the avenue for doing a lot more than what people can't do. Because if you think about it, you're spending all that energy and all that effort building a world from scratch, something that nobody has ever really seen before. Just as an example, right? You have to handcraft all of this and then you work within it, right? But now you have, let's say you have a world, as you say, you copy and paste in a way. All you'd have to do now is focus on the parts that you really need to focus on to emphasize the world building to a point where it's like you're seeing something different.
yes,
You know what I mean?
and you have a little more room to work with because of the fact that sure you have that as a basis, but also you can consider like certain events that have altered these locations. Like when we
Exactly.
think of like a um like some zombie or apocalyptic world, right? Like how that's adversely affected some landmarks or some like cities like Tokyo or like New York or California. Like those are like the big three current cities that are always like mentioned in all those like crazy movies, and we see how it
Yeah,
like
like
changes.
Geostorm, like
Exactly,
Day After
like
Tomorrow, 2012.
literally all those crazy movies.
You're seeing all these cities just get destroyed.
It's insanity. So like I can see how like you're able to you're it's more fluid. You're more you have more accessibility with what you want to do and the path that you want to go on when it comes to that world building.
More work to do. Definitely a lot more work to do. And this is a call out also for anybody who has dabbled in writing stories, or crafting your own stories, whether it be screenplays, etc., whatever. You know what it's like to have to really dig deep in world build. You have to put in the effort to really craft these ideas in your head and then figure out how you're going to somehow put that all on paper or put it all on the screen for them to see. You know what I mean? How are they going to understand what you're trying to put in their brains? Especially when you're writing a book, it's even harder. How are you going to get them to visualize what you're visualizing? So difficult. Now, obviously, if you're working with, as you said, something that already exists, a lot easier. You say the Eiffel Tower, everybody knows what the Eiffel Tower looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. What's another one? I'd say that One Piece definitely has some good world building. And the reason why I'm going to bring this topic, is, and Random Dynasty is going to like this one. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because One Piece is known for its world building.
Yes.
The amount of, well, characters aside, the amount of locations, the amount of lore that is written and deep written in a One Piece is crazy. Sometimes you have to like really sit back and really think about it. You're like, damn, we there.
There's so much. Like I
There's
don't
just so
understand.
much.
Like how do we go to, I don't know,
Grand Line, you got the
Grand
you
Line,
got the New World, you got
New
you
World,
got Ennie's Lobby, you got
Ennie's Lobby,
all these different locations, and each one of these
Sky
locations,
Island.
Skyline, each one of them have their own history, have their own background. They have a place in the world. But in addition to that, somehow Oda manages to connect all the dots and pieces to one single entity at the end of the road.
Yeah.
How in the does he do that?
Not to mention that, like, there's even more worlds out there because not every single pirate follows the same exact line.
They don't even follow the same exact line, bro.
It's the line to the.
It's like, oh, my log post is pointing this way, but we can go that way and that way. All right, I'm gonna go that way. Like,
It's
I'm
like you don't get a log post, you're gonna be, get destroyed. Like you
lose
need
your
an
way or
internal
something, right?
post, you're gonna get destroyed. You lose your way, or like you get, I don't know, destroyed by some wild disasters, or like some sea creatures, or like you'll see some absurd stuff, and you're looking at it and you're like, this is only the geological factors that we're looking at. This
Yep.
isn't even like
This does not include the politics.
this doesn't include the politics. This doesn't include a form of higher power, which brings me to my next question. Do you believe that world building requires like a higher power or a like government?
You talking about government? No, not necessarily, not at all. I think you can build a really fascinating world without any need for government. Now, obviously, there's always gonna be struggles for power, but government, no, not needed. The government does make it does add layers to it, as you say,
Yes.
because if you think about it, like all different like cities, continents, towns have different people in charge, and then those characters interact with the other characters in the story. Like, for example, you got what's his name? Cobra,
Yes.
right? He's powerful. He's in power. So there's him. You got King Neptune.
Yes.
You got Shirahoshi, who's a princess. Like all of these pieces, they fit immaculately, but you don't necessarily need them. The reason why I say it's important for One Piece though is because that's kind of the way One Piece works. You know what I mean? One Piece, Luffy goes to all these places, and honestly, he makes people who have power look like they're nothing.
Okay. I can see this. Like, I feel like it's not essential, but if you're going to put it in there, you have to show what it means.
It has to have a reason.
Yes, it has to have a reason. It has to have an identity for that government. Like if you come in and you're like I said, you're introduced to One Piece, and there's a lot of push and pull and different groups that have power. You got the Celestial Dragons, right? You have the Navy. You have the people that are empowered, the nobles of different countries and continents. But like that all comes together, and each of them are different. Why is that? Why is every single group like different and known for different things? The Celestials, they are known for being snobby and having slaves, shooting anyone that they want to, and act like they just when they not.
Piece of Carlos, bro.
They literally look like a lollipop. Like I don't understand. Get your hair
Carlos
cut.
got clapped.
Get out of there, man. Like there was only one person that was good. One noble that I saw that was actually deep.
Oh, you're talking about the one that was trying to protect Shirahoshi?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one decent noble right there.
Yeah, that, and then maybe you
stuff.
can consider Coruscant.
Oh
as well,
yeah,
but
I guess he's counting in a way.
in a way,
I don't
not
know.
as
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
but like
as somebody of that stature, basically.
of that
is what you're
stature.
saying. Yeah, I understand that.
But like the Navy, known as supposed to be, carrying out peace throughout the land and disrupting pirates and protecting their citizen. Why is that everything that they follow is the Celestial Dragon's order or this new guy Emu, right? They don't have a sense of justice for themselves. There's only a few of them that do, like we see with Kobe. But you compare him to who? The Fleet Admiral, Akainu. You saw there was a difference between their sense of justice when it came to the at the Marine Ford. Then we look at, I don't know, um, the royals of like their kingdoms. Each and every single one of them has a different motive that it conflicts with each other.
No, I agree, and Revolutionary Army included.
And Revolutionary Army can also be
Another
included
big thing
as well.
They all have their own alignments, but in addition to that, they add that extra depth and layer that we're looking for in world building.
Especially when you see that they have different territories. Like, obviously, if we mention Enies Lobby, we've also have Marijua, and we have the Revolutionary Army. How many times they've taken over different countries and put their flag down? They're trying to expand. So you're seeing this expansion not just with like the world itself, because you're getting introduced to new locations, but you're also getting expanded like the powers that are made to be and govern the world.
I agree. Naruto does it the same way. Well, I won't say the same way. I think Naruto is a little bit different. Naruto's world expands, but obviously it kind of takes a halt at a certain point. One Piece is still expanding to this day. You know what I mean? But with Naruto, you're kind of just given, the 5 great nations. You're given basically all the Kage, right? Takes some time for you to understand that there's different Kage out there, but it comes relatively quick. You're peeling back the layers and layers. And you're learning all the Cold War that was happening, learning all the stuff between the Sound and Orochimaru being a piece of shit and trying to be Diddy.
Being Diddy.
So, but regardless, Naruto does a pretty good job of world building because you feel like you're in the world when you're watching Naruto. You feel like you're in the world when you see these ninja fight for what they believe in and fight for their country, for their village. Feels different. You know what I mean?
It does feel different. It's like I feel like there's more of a I feel like there's less powers that govern the area, and it's kind of weird saying that. Like from
wait, Naruto?
I think there's less. There's less like government.
See, I agree and disagree with you there, because what you're saying is there's less government, but it's only because of what you see is less government. Well, because you're watching Naruto, you don't understand yet about everything that's working on behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking about like, damn, how do I properly describe this? Like, maybe not less government, more of like just less different factions and different like powers against what's going on. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you have different villages, but even all the villages unite, right? They eventually unite in the 4th Great Ninja War.
Okay.
And you have them against oh
yeah, it's
Madara, Obito, and eventually,
well, Kage.
Kage.
I'm gonna talk about Kage.
But like
Kage.
But
should have ended right there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Kage, get the.
But regardless, like you've had a couple of factions like here and there, like okay, Akatsuki, okay, Uchiha clan, Senju clans, like you have different clans and different variations. Like I would say like the lore is very well done also in Naruto.
It is.
But I just I don't know, I see like the villages, I see people that get like communicated from the villages and like form their own groups, then I see those are evil. Like those are the main 3 sectors that I form.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
I know what you're saying now. You're not saying okay.
Like the structure itself
you're
like,
talking about the powers at odds with each other.
Yes, that's
powers
what at odds.
You're comparing it. In One Piece, there's like you got the Navy, you got the pirates who are against each other. Yeah, of course. You got the Revolutionary Army, and the people that are around there as well. There's a bunch of different sects of power, right? But then you got, thank you. Then we got what's it called? You got in Naruto, you just got the Kage, right? And then who they're fighting, the Akatsuki, and then whatever else is happening in between there. But there's barely anything. That's what you're trying to say. I understand.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that's a bad thing because
No, it's not. It can be more focused.
like you can have in world building, you can have certain things where like it doesn't necessarily need to have all those aspects like in like up to 10 like
No,
10 in this
that's actually what I was going to ask you
exactly.
too, because in the aspects of world building that we're talking about here, do we need an anime that is balanced throughout the book, or can they focus on one thing more than the other? You know what I mean? Can they focus on maybe building the world up more than building the characters, or characters and the world kind of low here, or does it have to be balanced out? The aesthetics, because there's anime that do that. Like we just talked about One Punch Man like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
That's a good example of something that has world building in it that is not necessarily as grand as one may think. It's actually granulated within the structure of the characters and not necessarily the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's within the structure of the characters that you're trying to flesh out different rules of the world. And essentially it's like, okay, for example, you see him go to the moon, right? You see him go to space at some point, One Punch at Saitama. But it's within the area. The story is mainly taking place within one singular area, and that's
it's
within different cities.
Yeah, different cities. What is it? City Z or something? Or is City Z the monster city? I think it's just City Z or something like that, right?
I mean, there's other monster attacks that happen in other cities, but like, regardless, it's still happening within one singular area where you're having all these constant sightings, and it's like
the world feels smaller then.
The world feels smaller when I'm not getting exposure from different aspects, different locations.
But the anime in and of itself is about heroes and is about Saitama. So the fact of the matter is that because the hero association is headquartered there, that majority of the focus will be on everything that happens here, especially because the monster concentration increased for that specific area. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
And then we got something like what? Made in Abyss, right? Made in Abyss has some spectacular world building, but the world building is within the confines of the Abyss, which is why it's called Made in Abyss. I understand. I get it.
Yeah. What about Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer definitely has some pretty good world building, but I won't say it's as grand as, the other ones that we were talking about before. Like, think about it this way, right? I'd argue that Demon Slayer has very distinct world building because of the fact that its art style and is fits in such a weird, interesting niche. Because have you seen the art of Demon Slayer? You have. Yeah. You've seen the attacks, bro. You've seen the water breathing and the fire breathing. That shit looks crazy. But
that does look crazy.
I think that's one of the important aspects of Demon Slayer's world building in of itself, because those powers, those breathing techniques, have their own rules that are consistent, right, throughout the story, but they also have their own style, consistent throughout the story.
Visualization, got you.
Yeah, so that's why Demon Slayer's world building it's not as grand, but it's still very, very concentrated and very, very perfected.
No, that's true. Like you got the Infinity Castle. You have where the Hashiras are residing. You have the the Swordsmith Village. You got the Red Light District area. Like you have different events that happen, and it's like, all right, it's considered to be good. Not to mention if you were to bring up time periods of like certain things like that. I feel like that's also a factor to consider. Like, what's the time period? Like does that time period for its culture, like the aesthetics, the clothing, the technology, does it fit the time period as well? That's another thing I look at.
And that's all done within the first season. It's not even like it takes like all season to get it done.
Exactly.
Nah, they do it. They do it immediately. Like they establish the roles of the characters. You know what they do. The demon slayers, the demons. What are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? How is how do they relate to each other at all?
Mhm.
They do all that.
Like it's within, was it the Taisho period? Okay, within the Taisho period. It's based off the Taisho period. That's a good thing to consider. Like when I think about world building, I think of people that have thought about the period as well. Like it was 1912 to 1926. Is what it said? Okay, so you already have a time period of where this is taking place, and that's good. Now, there's sometimes where you don't have a specific time, but you look at it, and it's like the visualization has took care of that already. Like you think about the time period, you're like, wait a minute, I can, if I were to realistically think about this, it would probably be around this time.
Well, yeah. Not now that I actually had that information, I didn't really think of those early 1900s. I actually was thinking more late 1800s. But regardless, it's still relatively close. Why was I thinking about? Because you know the technology, the muskets, the stuff like that.
Ah,
That's what I was
okay.
thinking of. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
I feel that. Got some more questions for you though.
All right, pay me. Like,
What do you think is more important?
mm,
Lore, having very deep and rich lore, or
okay,
visual representation and aesthetics of the anime?
that's really hard. It's really hard because for me, I'm always going to say lore, but I like the visualization as well because, like we just mentioned with Demon Slayer, like a lot of those visualization techniques, like they pour out what the setting is made of, essentially. Like it, you look at the themes of the lore. The lore, I believe, is like the foundation. It's the foundation of what makes a good world building anime. Why is that? Because from that point on, from the history, you could implement it in the beginning and give a brief synopsis of what's going to happen, or you can bring it back piece by piece for you to go and connect dots. Once you connect dots, you understand how different places came to be, how different themes came to be, how different like governmental figures, how different forms of the world came to be. That's why I believe lore has to be like the most essential aspect of world building.
It's the pinnacle.
It's the pinnacle.
I understand.
Like, don't get me wrong, traveling to places can can do a lot, and like the the whole scale of the place, definitely, yeah, world building. That is a key factor.
But you
But
don't even have to travel for world building. It could be world building within a specific area.
within a specific area, there can be world building, and a lot of that stems from the context.
I agree with you. No, I think it's the lore as well. I think the lore is probably the most important factor of it. Yeah.
Nice.
Let me ask you though, with that in mind, how much world building is too much world building?
Damn, that's a good question. Um, I believe it becomes too much world building when either the the viewers get confused by different aspects or rules, or there's locations or certain things that just have no importance, but they're just placed within the anime itself. Like I shouldn't, I should be able to figure out why this location is known for, like what it's known for, what it represents, what it does. But at the same time, like it has to have a symbol. Like there needs to be a symbol of what everything like what it does essentially. What were we saying? If the world building is put over a character development, yeah, yeah, yeah. That could be also a good factor. Like if world building is put over character development, then Oh, that's a good question. Like the character does always come first, usually. Like the main character usually does go first, but I feel like that can also be answered a different way because, I mean, people watch anime for different reasons. Like some people they watch for the characters, they watch for the animation. Others they watch for even the ships. Like, hey, let's get them two together. Like, like
That's fair.
I'm like, what the hell? Why are you here? Like that. There's people literally dying, like left and right. There's gore everywhere. Why are you trying to ship two people? But
Happens all the time.
at the end of the day, I feel like you can't sacrifice one aspect of anime over the other. So Random Dynasty is right, like saying like, sacrificing world building over character development. That's not a good thing to do. You want to have a balance of those different factors all the way because if you don't, it's gonna feel like something's missing. Like we always see like with those characters that don't get developed properly, we're like, we were trying to see more from you. We expected more. We expected change. We expected better. And a lot of that energy gets expended either in like animation or in world building a lot. But yeah.
If you're showing me a map of the world
Okay.
and there's a bunch of continents and there are names on every single continent, all I want to see the names, cool. But then I want to focus on what we're supposed to focus on for the story. That's it.
Mm.
That's my thing right there. I agree with Random Dynasty said because character development is definitely probably the most important thing in an anime period. The world comes second, but the world has to be on par to build with the character. If you're not building the both of them at the same time, then the story is just going to fall flat because he doesn't have a place where he belongs. So, yeah, I'm 100% with that.
Can you spit?
Can you spitting? Can you name any anime that did not have too well of a world building?
Um.
I got one.
Oh.
Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online started off really, really strong with world building. So strong to the point where I was invested in the world. I thought I was like, wow, this is an anime for me. To be fair, it kind of is. But you get taken out of it when a lot of the floors, especially in the beginning in Sword Art Online, a lot of the floors that they were going through, they weren't really covering too much of them, right? We skipped so many floors that we could have been exploring for the sake of the story, as well as for the sake of the narrative.
Yeah.
So Sword Art Online missed the bullet with that. So much you could have done. So much you could have done in that world. Obviously, I understand, sake of time and everything. But let's be real. First season was what, like 25, 26 episodes, something like that. Come on. You guys had time. Could have explored a little bit more. But that's my big thing there. You got any?
I don't know, man. Like it's really hard for me to differentiate between bad world building and like just emphasis on like.
And the characters barely changed. Dynasty's on it.
Oh yeah. They
Dynasty's
they
on
barely
its
change. They barely change. Um.
I know what you mean, though. It's hard to differentiate.
Yeah, because like I'll give you examples of something I was watching recently.
Mhm.
Odd Taxi.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it like right here. Honestly, one of the best mystery animes I've ever watched in a long
I have
time.
not seen it, so I'm gonna have to take a look, take a gander.
Like,
Odd Taxi, you say?
yes, everything from I'm gonna tell you right this, the visualization is key in that anime. It
Okay.
really is. And you're gonna figure out why when you get towards the end. Um, the lore. It's kind of hard for you to build a lot of lore with a 12 episode anime, but it's still there. It's still there because when you consider a mystery anime, you have to have some background content.
Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to solve a mystery.
Yeah, you're trying to solve a mystery. Like you need something. Consistency. Definitely some consistency. And we see a lot also of character development. We see a lot of character development in there. We see um a lot of trust and mistrust between people. It's getting like flip flopped. As someone that likes mysteries or like thrillers, I need to see that. I need to see everyone on edge from here on out at a certain point. you know, like it reminds me a bit of Psychopaths also in a way.
Well, Odd Taxi?
Yes, in that mystery sort of thing, because it really does have some decent world building, but it kind of lacks the expansion that I was mentioning before. But we've mentioned this before. Like it's like, is that considered bad
Well, it depends on the
at
scope of
all?
it depends on the scope of the show. Because
Yeah,
you said it. How many episodes is it?
like it's 12 episodes. So it's like how
It's
much
not
world
much
building
that
can you do?
you could definitely do some pretty decent world building in that time, but there's not much that you can do. You have
Yeah,
to work with what you have. You have to somehow balance it, like you're saying, balance that with also the narrative and the story and the characters.
yes, because like in the grand scheme of things, like with I, I don't even know if I want to like spoil it
Don't spoil
for you.
anything.
Yeah, so I'm like, but like the setting of it, you really don't have that much to work with to really expand. You can like maybe add another city or like another region here
But
and
it's not going
there.
to make a difference. If
It's
it doesn't help
not
the
going to make
story,
a difference.
then that expansion wouldn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense because it's like what's the point when it revolves around that one city?
That's fair. I got another one that's sort of bad.
Okay.
Well, actually, you mentioned one of them. I have two of them. Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale does a pretty decent job of building their world, but a lot of that it kind of gets thrown out the window when a lot of the powers don't necessarily mesh, and people are getting mad power ups out of nowhere for no reason, no idea why. Why are you surviving? You should not have survived. You should have died. Why are you here? That takes away from the immersion. Doesn't make me feel like I'm in the magical world. It makes me feel like I'm like in Looney Tune land or something. Like everything is just nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then I got Fueta. That's an anime that's going on right now this season. It focuses on a main character who basically rises from the ashes. Cool. I love that. Now, the problem is you're focusing too much on the overpowered character and the fact that he can do overpowered things rather than the world. There are some key aspects of the world that do get highlighted here and there, but not enough of it is brought to light. I feel like it's focusing too much on his overpowered abilities. Anime does that because that's just how it does. They cater to people who like that.
Okay.
Isekais, same way.
So like Eminence of Shadow, is that like a
See,
possibility or no?
Eminence of Shadow, I'll say no, because Eminence of Shadow actually does a pretty good job of building the world at the same time showing that the character is overpowered. Why? Because of the politics behind it, and also the fact that everybody that he's in charge of is integrating into the society and showing the world as they're integrated. Beta, she's like a bookworm or something, right? You got Delta, Alpha, everybody's doing something that's related to the world in some way, shape, or form. And you get to see that firsthand in Eminence and Shadow.
Okay.
That's why I say in Eminence and Shadow, you do a pretty good job of balancing.
But
there are isekai who don't do it right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Shield Hero does it pretty good because they have different, locations based off of the cardinal weapons, and they're introducing all these different. I forgot what they were called. There was other weapons involved too that from a different world.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what it was, but they're doing a pretty decent job with that. I feel immersed. I'm interested in the lore. I feel like they do have some issues pulling things together sometimes, but I still like it. Trying to think. Anything else?
That's
Steins Gate is a pretty good one that has really good world building.
Oh,
Why?
okay.
Because the entire premise of time and the impacts of your actions in a different timeline causing these ripple effects and causing things to change, it's all kept in this formed circle of rules. And if you break that rule, you get punished for it, like you were saying before. You get punished for it in the anime. Splendid job. You don't even, it's one of those worlds where you're kind of just walking around in the world. Everything's fine. It's normal. But is it really? It's a good one.
About wait, you watch Castlevania?
I have not watched all of Castlevania, but I think Castlevania is actually a pretty good one for world building.
Not gonna lie, yes it is. Like don't get me wrong, like it got some bangers. Like it really does its job. Like especially it does, justice. But
So Blue Lock does not really world build.
oh,
It's true.
good work, producer. That's a perfect.
Well, that's not the reason why this past season this season right now is doing terrible.
No, that's not the reason.
Different. That's not the reason. Yeah, that's a little different. But the fact that Blue Lock, those still frames, PowerPoint slides.
I gotta kick this guy. Like
I actually haven't watched the episodes. I only watched the first episode. I kind of don't even want to go anymore now because I feel like it's just
I'm
like
gonna be honest with you.
I don't know
Like
if it's worth it.
I've been watching for like just straight up the pure hype of like the game itself, like just because of the fact I like sports. But the animation is straight up dog water, man. You ever see that game on on what was it? It was in your Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, I can't remember. Like where you're standing in and you have to match the shape of your body to the wall. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
It's
That's legit what it is. It's straight up dog water, man.
like you're playing Mario Party. You got to do that one thing with the that one game with the book. Yeah.
Come
But
on,
yeah,
man. Like it
it gets better.
no like
Well,
eh,
honestly,
it's
I mean, either way, I'm told that the manga will always be legendary. The actual show itself, I'm hearing bad things about the second season. Will I go and take a look? Probably, but
hey, I gotta appreciate the love like for the animator if that's the case. Like
yeah, if it's one animator, then I'm sorry, man.
that's too much pressure to
They
put.
should have gave you extra help. God damn.
It's like you guys didn't give animators enough time to like take care of these anime to the point where they can expend their life. Like stop letting them be only one season is good and then the second season, hey, let's just drop the ball completely.
Well, see, that's what I don't understand because the first season was a banger. The first season was a hit. I believe they even sold massive copies of the manga after the first season came out. The rest of the team got pooped on by money-focused execs. You know, that's fair.
No,
And
it's true.
that's why I don't understand it. You're money grubbing. Just do what you got to do. You're making it worse for you. You can get more money if you do it right. Why can't you just do it right?
Just do it right. Just hold on. Like you literally have other forms of content. You have figurines. You have what like banners and even life size figures. Like you have a bunch of content that you can gain money from, and your ass is over here rushing the animation. Don't you want to benefit more? What are you doing? You're selling the bag. What are you doing?
They don't want to benefit more. It's clearly not.
My goodness.
One of the new anime that World builds. Oh, JJK. JJK, I feel like does a pretty good job of world building. I think that if I could rate it for world building, I'd say I'd give it like an 8, maybe a 7.58.
Okay. I do need some more
What did I
consistency.
even say? Oh, Kaji number 8. Kaji number 8, I'll also give like an 8. Get it? I'll also give an 8 for world building. Simply because of the fact that, you know, they put you in the zone, like with the kaijus, bro.
Then yeah, they kind of do. I needed to expand a little bit more.
Well, that's the thing.
But
It's only one season to focus on the characters, as you say.
yeah, like it
That's
only.
why I kind of give it. I'll give it a 7.58.
Okay. All right. I'll respect it.
What was I thinking? Oh yeah. So call out to one of my favorites, Megalobox. I don't know if you ever seen Megalobox before.
Ooh.
Megalobox is a good show. I hope somebody's seen it. Somebody's seen it. Somebody's seen it out there.
Hopefully
But
someone has.
they do a really good job of world building in Megalobox because the nitty gritty world that you're put in, and the fact that these boxers they have mechanical arms, right? And they're fighters like that. But MC doesn't even need those arms, bro. He's just gonna go in there and he's gonna box without them. It's crazy. I forgot his name. Oh, it was Joe. His name was Joe. But they had a nickname for him too because he had no armor on. Damn, that was cool. I love that shit. But somebody will probably say it in the comments. But that's another good one.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop does a pretty good job of world building too. There's a lot of really good anime that do pretty good world building. Trigun, Mushoku Tensei does some pretty good world building. You can see that because they do pay attention to the continents and the world around them with magic and how it works and the teleportation and everything, the magic circles. They go pretty in depth with that actually too.
Yeah.
Obviously, Slime does a pretty good job of world building with politics. Like, I don't know if anybody reads Slime, but pay attention to Slime. There's a lot of politics behind the scenes. You should take a look. Gets crazy. I actually just read on one of the most recent chapters. Just politics, man. I'm telling you, politics. And the world and corruption and the world, just the way it works and people trying to backstab and all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's I mean, there's plenty that you could name. There's plenty that you could talk about with good world building, bad world building. I think we got, the general gist of what makes a good anime that world builds. You know what I mean? But if you want to have a good anime, you have to have a balance of those different parts. World building, character development, world building in characters, the design, the aesthetic, and of course the consistent rules that don't get broken. And if they do get broken, consequences follow.
Indeed. Don't be SAO. I mean, I love SAO, but like, don't be
Don't be
SAO.
SAO.
Be Log Horizon.
Be Log Horizon.
Be Log Horizon.
Bro, they didn't shy away from those rules, bro. If you died, your memory was lost, bro. It was gone. It was gone.
I'm saying.
All right. So before we end it for today, we got a little game. I still haven't not named this game yet. We got to find one. We'll eventually get to it. But you want to get started?
Okay, sure. Why not? I got you.
All right. So the rules very simple. I'm going to give Clean Bean 45 seconds to answer this question.
Dang, should I start a timer or?
No, somebody's got a timer for me.
Okay. All right. Lord.
You ready?
Got it. Right. Hopefully, I think.
Start the timer after I finish asking my question. You ready? Let me know when you're ready. Good? Okay. You have 45 seconds to list anime characters with red hair. Go.
Jeez. Shanks, Urza, jeez, what is going on? Gara, darn. Why can't I think of anyone else?
It's hard, I know.
What's going on here? Dang it, no, Natsu does not count. Literally, Eri, oh my goodness. Why am I blanking?
I'm gonna blank too on my turn, so
why am I blanking? What is going on? No, nothing is coming. Oh wait. Jeez. What I'm Naruto's mother. Why am I blanking on her name? What's going on here? literally, what am I? I'm Kushina, not Kuna. Damn it. It's not coming.
Damn, that's
nothing
time.
is like
That's time. No, that's under pressure. You see what I'm saying? That's under pressure.
Well,
so
what the?
it's just how it is. Because I'm gonna have the same thing happen to me too right now.
You know what? We're gonna name the game. I got it.
What's the name of the game?
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure? Hey, that's good. Anime intervention under pressure. That's the name of the game. We cooking.
Days.
All right, hit me up with the next one.
All right. Name anime characters that use swords.
Kirito. Guts. Crap. This is what I see what you're saying now.
I know.
Technically Rudy uses a sword, but he doesn't really do it like that. Eris uses a sword.
Okay. Oh, come on, you missing
Zoro's using a sword.
Indeed.
Ichigo's using a sword.
Indeed.
Honestly, everybody in Bleach is using a sword. So who am I talking about? Sephiroth.
wait, why did you
Cloud?
Why?
Okay.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Who am I missing? Missing quite a heavy hitter here. Shanks.
Yeah. Who we fought?
Mugen. Damn.
Yeah.
9.
I was gonna say Mihawk, but
Oh, I was gonna say yeah. I said Mugen from
from Samurai Champloo. Okay, that counts. Dang, how much was that?
like 9. 8,
Damn.
8, like something like that. All right, you ready?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, so you have 45 seconds to list anime characters with a hot temper. Go.
Ooh, easy. Natsu. Naruto, technically, yes. Ichigo in a way, but not.
Do we count Ichigo?
Bakugo,
definitely.
Black Star. Damn. Shisui Iwajima, the one from Durara. Jeez, bro, what the hell is going on? What was his name from Blue Lock? The one with the blonde hair and crazy eyes. He has an anger issue. Those two soccer brothers from Blue Lock both have.
Barrow. What's his name? Barrow.
Barrow has an issue. Yeah, Barrow got an issue. Time. I'm just listing off. I could have said Urza. I could have said Urza.
Could have said Urza too. Yeah. That's all good. It's all good. This is good. This is what we like. This is under pressure. Under pressure. All right. You ready? Next. Because we got 3 more, right?
Yeah.
I got 1 here for you.
How many you have?
I have 1 left because I got 3 total. So I got 1 left.
I got 3 total. So,
okay, cool. Next.
All right. Name anime characters that are animals.
Michiru. Legacy.
Ooh.
Crap. What's that dude's name from One Piece? The one is a tiger. Oh, Carrot.
Wait.
I said Carrot, but it's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Pedro or something like that.
Oh, Pedro?
Yeah,
Pedro.
Pedro.
Oh, yeah, that counts.
Damn, what's that dog president's name from Dragon Ball? Yo, I forgot his name. Oh, he counts. Damn. Why is this not coming to me right now? Damn.
I don't. BNA characters.
I can't even think any of the BNA characters.
Shoot. Damn, I'm blanking.
Fukusaku. Fukusaku. Frog.
Ah. Shit.
But I'm out of time. All right. We had 6. All right, you ready? This is my last one for you. Ready?
Got it.
This is gonna be kind of tough. List anime show. Oh, no, hold on. Let me start from the beginning. You have 45 seconds to list anime shows with a protagonist who still has a parent.
That's crazy. Ichigo. Damn, there's not. Nope. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro.
Oh my days. Oh wait. No, I'm literally. What is going on, bro? Oh well, Luffy. What? Why am I?
Hard, right?
What the, bro? What is going? I can't even say Tanjiro. This man's gone. They got murked, man, out the gate. Oh my. Nah, it's
it's okay. It's all good. It's all
You
good.
forgot about the entire My Hero cast.
Oh yeah, My Hero cast.
Yeah, I
definitely still have parents.
I forgot.
They're going to school like it's not. I mean, well, wait. Do they still have some? All of them?
Majority of them all have their
majority
parents.
do.
Yeah. They all have their parents.
Oh yeah, I guess they do.
I completely forgot.
All right, you got 1 more to hit me with. So what's it gonna be?
You know what?
Everyone but Shigaraki.
Shigaraki. Yeah. That's crazy. he don't got nobody.
Just went through the cast. Everyone but Shigaraki because Toga still has her parents.
Damn. Oh yeah, Toga still has a parent. And you already know what's his name? Dabi got his parent.
That's great.
Those
Wait,
parents.
Twice? What about twice?
We don't know anything about him.
We don't know
much
anything about him.
Him or Spinner or Compass. We don't know anything about them. So everyone we know that we know like their past is Shigaraki who doesn't have his parents.
Damn, that's crazy.
Dever as well. We see his we see a flashback where he loses his dad.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. All right, well, hit me with your last one.
You know what? Name animes that start with the letter A. 45 seconds.
What the fuck? Wait. Is Anohana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though disturbing. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Wait, what the hell? Why? Damn.
The one where they all get clapped. Except for one. Except for one character, they all get clapped.
I think
She's technically the MC. Technically.
Yo, which one am I thinking? Why can't I think?
She has long black hair.
Oh, Akame got killed. Damn. Wait, am I just really not getting this? Oh, a certain magic index.
Akuma Drive.
Oh,
Another.
Akuma Drive. Oh,
Another.
Okay, so I got 3, right? I got 3.
Assassination Class.
Oh, Damn it. Damn. Nah, I see what you're saying now. When you're on the clock.
When you're on the clock and it's right there, there's nothing.
There's nothing coming
you
up.
think of nothing but space. time.
Space, bro.
You literally look like a blank TV.
Well, okay, so I managed to win this. All right, you got the tally. Random Dynasty got the tally. I managed to win this time, but we got to bring it back for sure. I don't know if we'll do it next time, but either way, we're bringing it back. I don't care.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm talking about. Under pressure, under pressure. Let's go. Let's go. Woo!
Damn.
Under pressure, boy. Let's go.
Bro.
All right, let me stop. Let me
You
stop.
breaking the
Let me
whole
stop.
sound barrier with
All
that
right,
damn-
quick. 2 minutes before we end the show. Recently, I've been watching, pretty much everything that we've been talking about that's coming out. Been watching Bleach. I've been watching. I obviously took a break. I took a little bit break from anime to watch The Penguin because The Penguin was a pretty good show.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm still keeping up on everything. I'm still watching. Obviously, Aru Freta. I'm watching. I still have not continued Blue Lock. I'm watching. I already said Bleach. I'm watching Down to Dawn, of course.
Yes.
I'm about to start Blue Box, okay, because I heard it's really good. There's a bunch of other ones that I'm missing right now. Oh, Shangri-La Frontier, of course. ReZero, of course. And what else am I missing? Oh, Danmachi, 5th season.
Yeah.
And I have to start Dragon Ball Daima. That's about it.
Essentially everything that you listed off. Obviously, I finished Odd Taxi not too long ago. I needed to watch, I believe, the latest season of Castlevania. Since that's why I was watching it. I mentioned it. And there's one I want to start. This one. It's called Orb on the Movements of the Earth.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah, I want to start that one too.
Yeah, I want to start.
I'm gonna start that one. Yeah. I love me some space.
Indeed.
But yeah, pretty good episode today. Good game name. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Special thanks to Random Dynasty behind the camera. Special thanks to the producer behind the camera, and our homies in the back probably getting ready to kill themselves because Make sure you censor that. You already on YouTube, ain't playing no games. But yeah, thank you all. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.